Welcome everyone to another open source update here on our channel. Mesa 22.1 was attacked release-wise. Yeah, some news sites as per usual, it's out there, so we chime in. However, it's not yet even listed on their website here. But nonetheless, what is approximately new and why we update this, of course, today is quite some stuff. Highlights include Ray primitive culling, AMD GFX 103637 support, RedV, dynamic VRS, imagination, previous video, Rogue GPU Vulkan driver, experimental initial stuff, not really sure. Yeah, DR came as kernel side, not yet much there yet, but nonetheless some stuff. Intel Arctic, Sound M, Lava Pipe, many Zinc, OpenGL on Vulkan fixes, lots of Radeon RedV, NV, Vulkan driver, Direct3D, Windows subsystem for Linux, or Linux subsystem for Windows stuff, doesn't merged Vulkan for Direct3D, Windows subsystem for Linux. Raspberry Pi, OpenGL finally on disk shader cache, what else? Some other random stuff, Venus, Vert.io for Vulkan code there, Novo for GeForce, right, open source, Novo, GeForce 678 GPU switch to use near by default for maybe better code generation there for this vintage stuff, and improved OpenGL compatibility support for Crocus. Quite some update there, and as usual we are early, so let's update this for our obviously rolling release source Linux distribution stuff, that is T2, documenting this in how to build this stuff, packaging, testing, and soon more benchmarking including GCC. So let's try to build that. What did we got here? Because obviously someone needs to package that, so let's first package that as well. That probably, I hope that is the right tree. So T2 trunk, not that we accidentally commit that into our tag, but that looks good. Let's 2203, that is also funny. So they have a 2203 release that they also have not listed there yet. And then let's see what we get for, oops. The reason I live stream this, beside not that many live streams, this we get busy and stuff and earning monies. Update, also that is a source. Did I not run this? Probably I run this, and this is how I got 2203. Of course we need in the future, what do I even type today? Yeah, we got that. Just wanted to double check that. 2210, and this will be a little bit more work. What do I even freaking type here today? Yeah, exhausted, hot, lots of work still. A 2-year pandemic with a child at home and freaking global warming. Cheers, hydration. And this will be a little bit more involved, testing that for ARM. Theoretically, we need to update this. Surrounding code, I peeked already into there somewhere. Either here or yeah, there. And as per usual, we need to update some. Did I commit the other? I think I committed the other, right? 2203. And theoretically, maybe even. Okay, let's try to test build that here, maybe locally. And beside, in the future, you probably want to share, like, subscribe, and support me with Patreon and all the good stuff, because we obviously in the future need to benchmark that more. But for that, I need more resources to spend even more time and potentially future assistance and stuff on benchmarking that, updates on popular like AMD cards, also needs Intel. So this is the stuff. Because I also want to update Asahi. I'm not sure if that builds on Linux, because right now prototypes is on macOS for the most part, I think so. Not even sure what libdrm, or maybe this user space code is not even using libdrm yet. Again, this stuff you need to research, right? Who knows? Except the developers. 2410 maybe? Yeah, it's actually newer. Certainly. So let's update DRM. What do we get there? Maybe also Mesa. Whatever. Let's randomly try some other. No, that is the latest and greatest. Good. And I looked here into this Mesa build for the Asahi stuff. So we need to hard code ARM for Asahi Imagination. Not that it would work much yet, but this is a future and upcoming enablement. This is running package maintaining stuff. And so, what fun time. Welcome everyone, thanks for the comments, thanks for sharing, liking, subscribing and all the good stuff. I was using for a year, the free font, what was the name? Dang. Right now I'm using the commercial comic code font, previous video. Actually, that was just a troll and stuff. Actually, yes, I'm freaking licensed that for the font family for 29 bucks. Before I JetBrain. So before I was 1 year using JetBrain Mono, the free and totally also otherwise amazing font. I just wanted to try this more irregular for that trolling and testing if this has actually a benefit of not shared duplicate fonts and stuff. And anyway, leave in the console. You ask because the comic part trolls you or you really like it, but yeah, there is probably, if you only want the regular, I think you maybe get one font, not sure, but maybe like one font of regular stuff for $9.99, but for $29.99, not a paid advertisement. Also, yeah, crazy stuff, right? But giving back to the community, I understand people work on fonts. It's amazing that you can get fonts for free, and for 20 years I used all my fonts for free, right? But I thought that day I felt like I'd give this person font designer who worked probably for months on this font something back, so why not? I also want to get paid for my software and stuff. Anyway, but leave in the comments below. So yeah, that build, that is so far so good. Let's commit that. Also, no video, no live stream. That's a fun question. But yeah, if that is... Anyway, hope you learned something, some new font. As much as I tried that for trolls and lols, actually not that bad. I'm still thinking, does it give me something? Is it like improving readability with like 1 versus L versus M and N and all the usual font confusion and stuff. Anyway, so got that there. And then the question is the problem a little bit. Okay, let's switch to this tag, which we are still working on, and see if... So the problem though is, how do we test this best? There might be maybe I merge that without committing that or something, because I would like to test build this ARM stuff. I mean, or we could actually selectively switch that. So switching there, the one thing is there might be a stability update. Probably like somewhere like, so 22, what do we have in the stable tag? 21, so that would be the last version. Okay, this is indeed not an update here. So this is the last version with all the legacy drivers. And Mesa, we can selectively switch actually here. At least I think that should work. Yeah, so the cool stuff, totally, like, don't try this at home, expert pro tip use. And when people ask me why do I not use Git, sure, everyone what they love, you love VI, you love Emacs, you love Linux versus Windows and Mac OS stuff, use whatever you like the most. And I still like Subversion, yes, it's not distributed and stuff, but yes, it's vintage, but 20 years ago it was a state-of-the-art current version, CVS, right? Current version system was garbage. Even when I was like a kid, it was like when I was a teen, it's like CVS, who wants to use this not really good versioning system? We were so happy when there was Subversion, and in like 2003, like aka 20 years ago, yes, time moves on and stuff, but I would switch to Git. I switched a little bit to Git. I sure otherwise use Git a little bit, but it's just way too cryptic and complex. And I love this kind of stuff that you probably, it's hard. I mean, maybe you can do everything with Git, but lots of stuff is hard and cryptic, and I really hate each time I have some non-standard stuff I need to Google, and a lot of non-standard stuff is just natural and just works with Subversion. The only thing that sucks with Subversion, except distribution and stuff, is that nowadays, if I merge stuff, often I get this stupid merge info that is totally pointless. And yeah. Anyway, so what this allows us is we can. What do we even type today? I guess I need holiday and stuff. We can use that to build here in our. Also need to rebuild this in our otherwise. In our otherwise stable build. Test build this ARM stuff because I'm not feeling like 2 hours building stuff. Okay, this needs. Okay, fair point. Let DRM. Okay, switch that to. And this is just additional release testing, right? I wouldn't had to do that now, but I was feeling like some 30 minutes of open source break here in the company, and like aka relaxing and building this channel a bit. And if I wouldn't selectively switch the Subversion stuff, I would need to do a complete trunk system target build for ARM just to test this out. And it looks like that probably does build, and we basically probably need to update all those options quite a bit. Do we have Crow Cross here? Okay, we even have that, but we have probably not Imagination. No, we have. We even have Asahi already. Didn't expect that, to be honest. And that is why I had this sources here open. So we have. I don't even what is. Imagination, Asahi, so this are also tools, by the way. So here are the drivers, which of those? So we should look them all up. Also this failed to build Tegra, we have Tegra. So what failed now? Oops. And sync failed. How did... that is silly. I would... So they somehow don't have to include stuff. Probably... So we remove here or... Okay, oh, this is from... It's a little bit annoying that upstream gets still to this day this headers and stuff not totally right. Do they... So we need, we need XCBs, so that would be should be that. And ideally upstream should get that right, but because most of the other 1800 something Linux distributions, they just install everything in /user. That's why sometimes, and we default to user x11 just to group this a little bit, just because I like this historic grouping. We could hide this error like other Linux distributions and also install everything to user by default, but I don't see the point. I think theoretically in a perfect world all the build script should have all the package config queries, so that even if everything is installed in opt package name or something like I think one Linux distribution like Gobo Linux or stuff, was it that one or yeah, whatever. One of those are still, oh, this still fails. Why is that? Do we not that is disappointing. I really hate spending so much time on these build errors. Or do they use some crazy tool? What do they do there? Or is it just GCC objects? I'm too lazy. Does this insert? Did I type something wrong? Don't see X append. Although I mean, we have there some fix up. Why does this not yet work? Oh wait, there was some X11 error. Shadow some stuff. I mean, in general, this is found. CPP, this is of course not ideal. I'm not sure if that... Let's try that again with the right wrapper. So yeah, we want to summarize that. We want imagination. Do we have all of the sync stuff? What is sync and what other options do we have? Platform. Okay, these are mostly... here's Vulkan driver, so... there's also Broadcom. Do we have Broadcom already? We don't have Broadcom already. Vulkan drivers. Oh, there's also... Okay, they have this unfortunately as experimental. And VirtIO experimental. Okay, I think that build now. So Vulkan. Okay, Freedreno, what else do we have here? I mean, it's a little bit annoying that they are named experimental, so that in the future we need to rename that again. Okay, theoretically also... Okay, they have AMD. What else do we have here? We have... Okay, there we have AMD for all platforms. Broadcom, probably only ARM. Freedreno is... Yeah, we had there... Intel? Wait, Intel, do we... Intel we have for X... Why do we have that for x86-64 only? Should this not build... Was there a reason that didn't build for 32-bit x86? Maybe we should test it. Software Rust, do we want that? Or do we have that somewhere else? There we have Gallium drivers. Not sure if we want that there as well, maybe. We would need to check. So the thing is, we only find out later for what would that need. LLVM probably. Would need to check which dependencies. So I probably add that here, and then we later see if that breaks for something. So Asahi, what else are we experimental we had there? Okay, so now that build, let's test it again and see which of the other crazy new experimental driver combinations do work. It starts building. Maybe we should check which options we passed there. So we configured this, Vulkan drivers, Software Rust AMD, Broadcom, Freedreno, Imagination, Experimental. Yeah. Also Gallium, Software Rust. I guess we probably need that twice, right? Once as... Do we have Gallium here as well, or... Yeah, quite some config options. So theoretically, I mean, there is always one more thing, or in this case, a dozen of more things. Also drop frames over LTE. I can't trust here, nothing anymore. Can't live stream. I Doxes Voda failed today, and fail. 02 LTE. 3 Mbit, but 560. Yes, I mean, sure. Everyone outside, tourists back in the city, and LTE also overloaded, congested. So yeah, theoretically there are so many more options. I mean, it's not even a dozen. It's like probably 2 or 3 dozens of options. Oh, they also built. Interesting. So let's see. It builds for Vulkan, Software Rust, AMD Broadcom. Yeah, it built. Where's our Asahi? Gallium. That's the Gallium driver. All right. One in our Discord is actually working on the Vulkan driver. So some more config option enablement. We probably, last but not least, we quickly want to test that on x86, 32-bit. I probably, due to the nature of testing so much stuff, I also need to redo all those builds. Yeah, with also 22. Yeah, time is running. You work on some finalizing around what? Oh, right. Did I remembered to build it and then forgot. First I remembered and then still forgot to run that. Let's see how that works, because I just changed this Vulkan and stuff drivers for x86-64, not really sure why it was in this. I remember the once that didn't link, so once there was an issue with maybe LTO or in general x86. Yeah, that is the thing of distributions dropping 32-bit support. Of course we will keep this alive as like basically forever. I mean, certainly my lifetime, because we still have awesome vintage gear. But I also need to switch to my microkernel for more fun and future proving that. So what is failing now? Ah, right, there was something. So, but can we YOLO that with Atomic? So that is the same, right? So the crazy thing is that you can't, for this is also a little bit silly, for this wildcard matching, I think, does a manual come up for that, or I think I looked that up once, and does it have an help? I wish it would have. Stuff that, like, why does it not work? But yeah, probably there are good reasons why that doesn't work. I think I looked this up, and I think that didn't had like or stuff. So you probably as like, yeah, reading the manual for this stuff. Maybe we should rewrite that slightly to not duplicate this code. That basically, because it means any spark. So we need to type both arch spark or arch spark 64, and we also want to drive that fixes. I mean, it's so long, maybe we actually should make this a switch, to be honest. Maybe we should. Microblaze. Mostly because it's short, of course, both works, but it's getting a little bit out of hands here. Microblaze spark. I mean, here we could, then if we use this case, we can actually keep that for abbreviation. Okay, let's try that again if that fixes the question there. What computer? So this setup, previous videos, more main channel. Overkill build, so that is right now certainly our Linux distribution, right? This is T2 Linux, and that is an epic thread-ripping Ryzen 5950X, liquid cooled, NZXT, Kraken, whatever, a Bauer offset plate. So that's extremely liquid cooled, and it's like my first liquid cooled and totally overkill, not only Ryzen 5950X, but also with their Bauer offset plates and liquid cooled, like undervolted and curve optimized, performance optimized the heck out of it just for our massive building here. Still dreaming of a real Threadripper though. For this build times, right? Okay, this doesn't fix that as crazy as it. Do we have this atomic? Yeah, so that should, if compiled, otherwise dash also that. Unfortunately, probably that is why we didn't have that there. So we did all of this for nothing. But I think we anyway leave that here like that. That keeps it a little bit shorter. We could even like one line. Except now, okay, let's leave it like that. And x86. Which one was it? That one. So this, I think, was dash 64. Does really, which one was it even? Do we see that? That is in, yeah, some LTO. Thank you very much. And wait a second, but this is NV. Does it? Wait a second. This does not immediately say. Wait a second. That is crazy. So, yeah, ProType always reads error messages in full. Because, I mean, error messages except like artificial text, like, yeah, thank you very much. At least that is NV. Actually, we should double check that. Actually, let's build this verbose just for the better matrix views of epic thread ripping through this code. Cheers. Maybe I should cache that, because I'm not even sure if that is, it looks like it might not be. Also, yeah, previously that did build, because, I mean, the stable version, before we selectively updated that. But yeah, it's just documenting here, showing you real IT work. Also, yeah, we built through that. Let's see if that links. Real IT work, work, open source work, and all the, like, just update the version number. It's not enough, right? If you, that's the difference between just update the version number, sure, something builds, but properly maintaining open source packages like new drivers, new backends, new options, testing multiple architectures, just showing what it takes to keep this open source stuff alive. What time do we have? 14. So probably go to lunch after that. It's like, yeah, and if you're wondering why we need Threadripper. Also, that build, interesting, crazy that it said NV. I wonder if that is, should we maybe try, I mean, maybe we should commit it like that. Yeah, you know what, I committed like that. x86 is not the most important. It's like, it's basically, I could try it around there if we get one of the two, but for what? Basically, right. And because we selectively subversion switched that, we can commit that here, so that is enabling more Vulkan. Do we have more drivers? Maybe we should take Gallium. Ah, yes, Gallium drivers. Yeah, so there are, oh, wait a second. What do we have here? I think from my top of my head, those. Tegra, Virgil. I think I remember the software, so that would be that one. Virgil Sync. Yeah. Do we have Crocus there, or there we have Crocus? Yeah, this direct 3D stuff we can try another day. Totally not important for me right now anyway. Yeah, if you have any driver missing, always let me know. Asahi, I think we had the Iris Lima. Gull drivers, Lima, yeah, we have that there. So that is enable more Mesa drivers. Lib atomic or just so dash I lib atomic Vulkan driver was it? This was all Vulkan. So yeah, there we have that. Now I need to be careful. Does, by the way, if we switch all of that, does it switch? Ah, it switches it back. Ah, you see, subversion. It's old vintage stuff, but at least it mostly works. TM. The only other thing, we theoretically need to rename this tag now, and I unfortunately need to waste quite some electrons. Maybe tomorrow, because today is hot. Global warming, even central burning without air condition. You schedule your build for tomorrow because thunderstorm and it's hot in the office. So Mesa, so that would be 22.5. Probably some of my scripts will not like that rename, but I need to live with that. Yeah. So we can't really easily, I mean, probably there is a way, if I check out the text, yeah, but it's pointless. It's way too much work to do that in one commit, so. And, darn, what was this build target? Shit, I didn't watch carefully. Ah, shit. Why does always this? Yeah, prototype, watch your shit carefully. Okay, it's not the most important. Darn, totally didn't want to have that in this tag. Yeah. Ah, shit. Oh man. Shit. I need to be more careful what I commit live on this channel. And then I think this should work like that. Yeah, probably I will rebuild this tomorrow, as painful as it is. But after all this efforts, it's the right thing to do that proper. And is this a core dump? Ah, right, I recently this is recently mount. Can't make this stuff up. Anyway, so yeah, that's it for this video. A little bit longer as per usual. If you do some surrounding stuff. And as usual, if something is missing, leave in the comments below. And in the future, we also need to do some proper benchmarking and maybe read only root and some config options for that. Probably. That's it for this video. I hope you learned something as usual. Thanks for tuning in, and talk to you soon for the next fun stuff to come. And 1600 drop frames over LTE. O2, what's up?